know what you do to me, between me and you.
Hey guys, welcome to episode 3 of Social Working with Monique. Today's video, I'm coming in with all the study tips I have to prepare for your licensure exam. I don't know if you all caught in my last video, I passed my licensure exam in February 2021, February 9th to be exact. And it was a really liberating experience, and I know that it's really nerve-wracking and you're like, well, where do I start? What do I do? And don't worry, because your homegirl here, your favorite social worker, is here with all the study tips, okay? First step on the way to passing your licensure exam, set a date, okay? I'm gonna give myself, 3 months, 2 months, 6 weeks, whatever you feel comfortable, just pick a date. As soon as you set it, that can be your tentative date, right? Like, I intend to take my exam on this day. And if anything happens, you can always change it as long as it's 24 hours before you're supposed to take the exam. But listen, you can do it. Set the date, okay? Step 2. Step 2, you're coming in. You need to schedule time and specific days. 2 hours, 3 times a week that I can just block out. I know for a fact I'm going to study for this exam. You're well on your way. So my days was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday between 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. I gave myself 2 hours. And a lot of the times I would be sitting there for those 2 hours, make sure my phone's on do not disturb, have it away from me, make sure I have all my materials. And I'm like, okay, if you can commit to a time, then you're really on your way. You already into step 2, okay? So step 1, make sure you set a date for your exam. Step 2 is going to be making sure you set and schedule the times and days that you're going to be studying. You know your body, right? You know yourself. You know how much time you'll need to study, just so you can put yourself into a pattern. They say it takes 21 days to make a habit. Make it a habit. Make sure you know on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, or maybe Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, this time you're gonna block out. No, you can't go nowhere. No, you can't hang out. No, you can't nap time that time. If you take it seriously, I say even those 21 days that you take to make that habit, you can still use those days after you take the exam and pass, right? After you take the exam and pass it, you already have set days and times that you already know for a fact that you can do specific things in. Maybe then you'll have a part-time doing therapy between 6 and 8. You can do it because now you don't already allotted yourself that time. And who's going to check you? So step 3 is making sure that you have all the materials that you need, right? So that the Dawn Apgar book, I was able to get this book off of Amazon. However, I would suggest, I didn't have any issues with getting it from Amazon. However, based off the book, it says that if you buy from a third-party company and it comes with one of those like things for you to be able to use online, if you buy from a third party, they're not responsible if the code doesn't work, right? So do with that information what you will. But I had the Dawn Apgar book, Social Work ASWB Master's Exam Guide. This is the blueprint, okay, to everything. It tells you everything that's going to be inside, from 10 things you should know about the exam, self-assessment. So it has like a test in the back of the book, human development, theories of conflict. It's just like it's all the information that you'll need. Don't play yourself. Get the book. So after the Dawn Apgar book, something that I said earlier, how are you going to manage your time? Here, a planner. If not a planner, the scheduling on your phone in the calendar section, just having something that's going to keep you on track. This is the day, this is the time. I know if I look at it, I know what I'm supposed to be doing today. Really big, really handy. A notebook. So I don't know if you all can read. It says love is patient, love is kind. And in this book, you can do whatever you want to do. An outline, you can do notes. Make sure that you write it down in your handy dandy notebook. Okay, shout out to Steve. I mean, he did abandon us for a little bit, but we're gonna leave that where it's at. So flashcards. Flashcards come in handy. Sharpies, okay? Because you gotta write on the flashcard. A pen, because you gotta write in the notebook and in the planner. and a highlighter. Aside from these great study materials that you'll need, I also suggest a light snack and some water, right? But not something like that's gonna get you like off track. These are all the materials that you'll need, right? And now let me tell you how to use those materials. So like I said earlier, the Dawn Apgar book, you have your trusty lighter. You go section by section. You can make outlines, right? Outlining, oh, what am I studying? Is it human behavior? Am I on ages and stages? What type of learner are you? Do you need to write it down and then read it over, right? So some people have times where you have to write it down. You can write down important points like knowing when to treat a client and when you can't treat a client, right? So say someone is under the influence. You can't do much treating on a client that's currently under the influence because they're under the influence. They're not of sound mind and body at the moment, right? They're impaired. What information do I need when it comes to theory, to generalist practice model? Knowing when to assess, knowing when to intervene, right? Knowing when to go back and fix whatever planning that y'all did. That's information that you can use here in your outline. So say you did your outline and now it's time to go with flashcards. And this is for you visual learners. You'll be able to connect the dots, right? And so when you come to flashcards, right, pink can be diagnoses, yellow can be human behavior, green can be theories or important people you need to remember, purple can be ethics and values. Whatever section that you are on, stay on that section for the day. So when it comes to studying, something really important that I want to point out is, so you're exercising your mind, your brain. That's just like days at the gym. You go into the gym 4 times a week, right? You got leg day, back day, arm day, abdomen. I don't know, depending on, I haven't been to the gym in a while, so that's why I don't got my days in order. But I'm saying, right, you have the same way you have days on specific things that you target, you'll use those with flashcards. You can designate a color. That's another thing that you'll commit to memory. Oh, pink was human behavior, yellow was theories. Oh, I remember this theory went with Erik Erikson. Oh, this is the age and stage. So your flashcards and Sharpie, really great point after you do your outline. Something that I found helpful today, I was doing theories, right? And I would have the name of the theory on the front, and then on the back I would have the description and what comes along with that theory. On another set of cards, I would have who does this theorist. I would then have to pair the cards together. Now that's a trick that I use. It did help me a bit. You have all these study tips, right? Now you're going to use your notebook to do some outlines. You're going to use your flashcards, maybe throw them up in the air. Then you match and pair. Now that you have all the information of the different ways to study, now the next step, study. That means get off of Instagram, get off of social media, commit to that time. You have to know when it's time to play, when it's time to buckle down and get something done. Say you taking your exam in 6 weeks, just 6 weeks that you'll have to buckle down. And then after you go and you take this exam and you pass it, then you can do all the partying you want to do. You can do all the sleeping that you want to do. I mean, sleep is important, first off. I want to make sure that I make that clear. Study. And it's important for you to know. Just because some of these methods may not work for you, find something. If you see that you're doing something and it's not working to help you memorize this information, go back to the drawing board. Maybe you don't need to throw flashcards in the air. Maybe you're an auditory learner and you need to listen to the book online, right? Maybe you need to listen to it being read aloud versus you reading and it's going in one ear and out the other. Maybe you're a hands-on kinesthetic person. So say time is winding down. You now are like a month into, you're about to take your exam. I took the ASWB exam. It was $85. I sat down, I had my mask on, and I didn't get up. I didn't have music playing. I took this exam as if I was truly sitting inside of this piercing place. I didn't just get up and wander. I felt myself getting fidgety. If you're like me and you get anxious, have something that's gonna calm you. What's your calming technique? I ball my fist up and I count down from 10. Depending on how nervous I get, I may go up to 20, okay? So it could be anywhere between 5 and 20. I'm gonna count down. 3, take a deep breath. 2, take a deep breath. 1, take a deep breath. Then I release. Have something that's gonna calm you, because I will say it is nerve-wracking. I didn't necessarily already have calming techniques in place. I would just, any other time, I would just be able to get up and walk off, right? But that wasn't possible now. Another thing that I did, so I participated in Dr. Sapphire Boone. She had an online class and she recorded each sessions, and she also, after it was recorded, she gave it back to us after we participated in the class, right? So say you enroll in her class, her test prep class, each session is recorded, and then after you do the session, she'll send it to you via email so you can rewatch and go over and listen to all the things that y'all went over in class. When it comes to you being an auditory learner, right, you can re-listen to the videos. Visual learner, you can re-watch the video. Her class was definitely helpful. Next step, y'all, we actually on number 9, but I stopped counting, but I know we on step 9. Relax, take a deep breath. You've studied. Feel calm, because you know what you're capable of, and you know that you can take this exam, and you know that you can pass it too. So being relaxed, being calm, knowing that you got this. There is no room for self-doubt. If you need to pump your, I don't care what you gotta, if you gotta do a twerk song before you get in there, you gotta get your mega knees on, you gotta listen to some classical, whatever you need to do to stimulate yourself, to pump yourself up. If you're a dancer, you a stepper, you a singer, hype yourself up. A lot of the times we don't give our own self grace, right? And I think that that's really important. When you leave work, close the computer and you off. I took my exam on a Tuesday. From Friday to Tuesday after my exam, I did not get on social media. I did not. I don't need to cloud myself or see anything or see something that might throw me off. No. I'm relaxed. I'm in a place, I'm in a space where my mind is clear, my heart is clear. All I can do is hype my own self up, be my own cheerleader, and prepare to take the exam. I made sure when I was on that 3-day hiatus, let me tell y'all, I meditated, I prayed. These are things that I do on a normal by myself, but this was all I did. Like meditated, prayed, encouraged myself, so I was actually on a 30-day of self-love and self-care journey while I took my exam, and this was one, it was really big. I'm really big on reflecting, especially this 30-day process, which I'll be doing 30 days of self-love and self-care pretty soon, so please be on the lookout for that video that I'll be doing, and I'll also be doing some stuff on TikTok, and the link will be below. But anyway, so I was doing a lot of reflection. I was doing a lot of talking to myself and just making sure that I knew what I was capable of. I am capable. I am deserving. I did my hair up. I looked comfortable. I felt good. I felt comfortable. Before you take this exam, you need to eat light. Eat light, because if you eat too much sugar, your body will be processing that sugar while you take the exam, and you're going to be feeling drained. When I walked in, I said, it's now or never. I am prepared. I am worthy. I am deserving. When you go in there, just be prepared and you do your best. And regardless of whatever that screen says, know that you should be proud of yourself for even committing to this exam. This exam is really taxing. It weighs, okay? It is draining, it is nerve-wracking, and it's hard. So whether you pass, whether you fail, know that you went in there and did your best. Know that you are capable, you are deserving of that license. You are gonna go out here and make change. And so here are some last minute little tips. So say you're reading a scenario and you mess up a word, start over from the beginning, okay? Start completely over from the beginning, okay? Because once you read something and you mess up a word, that word is going to be what you're thinking. When you're treating a family, never focus on solely one person. You're here for a family session. If you need to set up individuals, you can do that. You cannot, however, start an individual session in the middle of a group, okay? If you are working with groups, it needs to be a collaborative effort when it comes to what's going to happen with this group, right? Because working collaboratively with the group empowers them, right? And it makes them feel like, okay, it makes them more likely to do whatever is being planned, right? Because they came up with those ideas. So it's really important that you empower them. If a person is under the influence, you cannot treat them, period. If a person has something going on, meaning like health-wise, you need to rule out if it's a health situation. Behaving ethically. Say you're in a session with a client and they're just talking and you're like, she's lying to me. And I know that, you know when a client is lying to you and you like, why are you lying? Do not confront the client. Do not confront the client on the test. How you do that in your own real life, you do that based off how you got the skills to do it. Do not confront on this exam, okay? It ain't your job. It ain't your business. Don't confront. So those are all the tips that I have for you guys. Please feel free to reach out to me via DM, via comment section, on whatever other thing, anything that I may have forgotten or anything that you have a question with. Please feel free to ask me. I want you guys to go in, feel prepared. You can reach me on my Instagram at Lmsw with 2 E's, or on Social Working with Monique in the comments, right? I'm here, I'm present, and I'm always available, and I respond back. I actually did a reel about this months ago on my TikTok, and I'll drop it below. And I want you guys to understand that whether you pass or fail, don't measure your exam and what you're going through with somebody else that maybe you went to school with, or maybe that you follow on YouTube. Their passes and fails are their own. Just because a person passed and you're like, well, I know more than them, I know, it wasn't your time. If something happened and it didn't come the way that you wanted it to, it just was not your time. Make sure that you're leading in love, leading in light. Because someone reaches a goal before you do, does not take away all the hard work. You don't know what happened behind closed doors, right? Don't measure yourself to the Moniques or anybody else, right? Don't measure yourself up to anyone, and your season will come and your flowers will bloom. But know that whatever you're putting in that soil is what's coming out those flowers. Whether it take you once, twice, 10 times, okay? You are deserving, you are worthy, and you will pass. I'm so glad and thankful that you guys are here, and I just want to say thank you. I appreciate y'all so much. Alright guys, so I just really want to say thank you guys for watching this video. I hope I was able to help. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Stay along for the ride, because next week we coming in hot. We're going to be talking about the different types of social work, and I can't wait to share with you guys. Oh, shout out to my alma mater, Big Grad Energy, Morgan State University. So